What's going on, guys? This is Roach94 back again talking about more games, and today we're talking about something different. Not Jurassic World Evolution. Actually, we're going to be talking about a long favorite franchise of mine. I'm an absolute fan of this, completely just a nut for it. It's the Aliens franchise. Yeah, we're going to be getting a new Aliens game, but there's some issues that I have with this, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So, this is a new game being developed by Fox Next Games, who he started last year and has experience with virtual reality games. Apparently, they were supposed to be creating a virtual reality Aliens game for something. I forget exactly what it was. But they also acquired Cold Iron Studios from publisher Perfect World Entertainment, who have experience making online multiplayer games. Now, that's where I have to stop my hype train dead in its tracks. Most of you don't know this about me, but I hate online-only games. I do. I really do. I think it's ridiculous to force people to play online all the time, especially if there is a single-player option. That doesn't make sense to me in the slightest. That's actually one of the reasons why I've stayed away from Elite Dangerous. Is because it's an online-only game, and I want to play it. I really do, because I played No Man's Sky, and it's got a more colorful feel, but I want something more real from a space game. But I just can't bring myself to jump into an MMORPG. I can't do it. But an Aliens-only game, an Aliens-only online game, actually. It's not Alien versus Predator. It's Aliens and Colonial Marines. That's it. Now, believe it or not, this has actually happened before, back in '98, I think, called Aliens Online, and it's as you expect. It's a pretty simple, straightforward game. There's a team of aliens, there's a team of humans, much like Aliens Colonial Marines on its online mode, which, suffice it to say, was actually really sucky. There was a lot of problems, and it was just not good. And I'm still kind of reeling from that game, to be honest. But the way it worked is you had several classes for the aliens, you had several classes for the Marines, and basically whichever team either destroyed all the team or got the most points won. I don't know. I haven't actually played it. I have to look more into it. But that's basically all the game really was. This is going to be... we don't know if it's going to be first-person or third-person shooter. We're not exactly sure yet. It's going to be a persistent world, which means that when you're not online, the world will continue to move on without you. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work in terms of an Aliens game. We haven't. I don't know. I can't really tell you. I can't really guess as to what that kind of gameplay element could work into. The only game that I've really had experience with in terms of a persistent online world is Ark. When you're not on the server, the world continues to go on. Your tames continue to level up. Your eggs continue to hatch. Your food spoils. That kind of thing. Because it's not just you that's on there. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. But moving on to Cold Iron Studios experience, they've worked on Star Trek Online, which is yippee. Metroid Prime 3 Neverwinter, which I've heard a lot about. Some of it good, some of it bad. I'm not really sure what it is. I'd have to look into it. But they've also worked on Bioshock Infinite, which I heard was an okay game. Doom, which I've played, which is very fun. And Borderlands, which is loved by many. And here's a little bit of information that a lot of you might like. Sega is not involved. I know they were involved with Colonial Marines, but they were also involved with Isolation, and Isolation was an amazing Aliens game. I mean, it really nailed down the universe perfectly. It was so good. And it wasn't just one xenomorph either. It was like a whole hive of xenomorphs, and I was really excited to find out that was the case. But I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling an online-only Aliens game. I don't feel like that's the direction this series needs to take. I really don't. I don't know. I have my own issues with online-only games anyway, and to see my favorite franchise go through all the bullshit that it's gone through, including Ridley Scott's new movies, Aliens Colonial Marines, the sheer lack of just anything from the franchise, it's disheartening. And to see that the franchise may be going to an online-only game, that sucks. It really does. I'll give it a shot. I'll definitely give it a shot because it's an Aliens game. But, at the end of the day, it's an online-only Aliens game. There's not going to be any story. At least we don't think there's going to be any story. There's actually not a lot of information. All the information that I just gave you is all that was on the post from AVP Galaxy. You should go and follow them. Make sure you keep an eye on their page for any more information. But I don't know, guys. That's it for me, really. That's really all the information we have. I figured I'd just go ahead and post this, my own issues aside, so you guys know about it. Tell me what you hope to see from this. Tell me what you don't want to see from this. Tell me what your fears are. Do you think that maybe we should get another game like AVP Evolution, which was a real-time strategy game between aliens, predators, and colonial marines? I mean, that game was awesome. And that came out for the PS2 and Xbox. That game was so fun. I love that game. But, yeah, that's all for today, guys. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.